Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, live from virtual Daytona International Speedway and brought to you on glorious Grid Vision. It's me, Joe LaCastro, up in the booth with Sheldon Atkins. Austin Derbyshire is down in the truck, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons, and bringing you the best iRacing has to offer. Sheldon, are you ready to race it around Daytona on the first race of this brand new league?
Absolutely. The World Center of Racing, the home of some of the closest action you'll see in the NASCAR realm of motorsports. A lot of big moments, a lot of big crashes. You know, first race, 1959, ended in a photo finish, a three-wide photo finish. That took a couple days for them to figure out who exactly walked home with the hardware. And, you know, we can expect to potentially see some of that on the horizon here, but with changes in the package, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because iRacing has brought it back to a little closer to the real-life specs, so some of the three-wide, four-wide crazy action we've seen all year might not be popping up, but we'll see what they can do.
That's what I like to hear. We will see what they can do. And we've got a few keys to tonight's race going around that you're going to share. Let's hear how we can expect some strategy for going around Daytona, maybe with that new package.
Yeah, and with the new package, it's integral that you don't lose the draft. If you fall behind, if you're at the end of the pack, you might end up in trouble really quick because if it goes green and it stays single file for too long, you're going to lose a couple laps, or at least a lap to begin with. Number two, most important thing is going to be no mistakes on pit road. Single file racing means green flag runs, means green flag pit stops. A half second on pit road can be a massive detriment in the long run of things. And finally, at a super speedway, per Grid Vision tradition, don't die, don't perish, keep all four corners on the car, and be there at the finish.
All right, yeah, don't die is one we hear a lot here at some of these tracks, but Daytona is one of them. Got to keep the car on the track and got to try to stay off that wall. Let's see if these guys can do it. Now, these are some new names for us in a lot of ways, so we're actually going to go into this a little bit blind tonight, and maybe some of you guys here in the chat, I see a lot of activity here already in the chat. Maybe some of you guys can tell us who should we be looking at tonight? Who are your picks for tonight's race? And that'll give us some insight into who we should be looking at over the course of tonight, over the course of the rest of the season, maybe even. I think it'd be interesting to see. Right now, there's a few conditions that do want to pull up. It's 101 degrees on the track right now. Whoo-wee! It's a pretty good place to start in the triple digits as we want to go around, and with, you know, don't die being one of the keys to tonight's race, that could come into play. Let's see how things go, though, as we are very soon going to be getting things ready for the grid here at Daytona. We got some great angles of the race. And I'm trying to scan the chat here to see if any of these names pop up. Do you recognize any names here? Oh, here we go. Actually, the grid's going to start. So let's look at these names together, Sheldon, and we'll break it down for the people back at home. Who's racing in tonight's race? Starting things off, pole position. It's going to be Joshua Yarborough with Trevor Dalton on the outside. In the next row, it's going to be Andrew Palesci, followed by Chris Cornett. Justin Lewis in 5th place, with Richard Wolficer in 6th. Or Wolsifer, excuse me. Drew Kuhn in 7th place, with Jonathan Cassaber in 8th. Ronnie Hurst in 9th, and Luke Wagner in 10th.
And starting in 11th place is going to be Michael Mata with Dominic Batts, his outside in 12th. 13th place is going to be Maxwell Caldwell with Austin Call in 14th. 15th place is going to be Carlos Steele with Todd Markle starting his outside in 16th. And 17th place, we're going to have James Nelson and Michael Boone in 18th. And rounding out the 19-car field tonight is going to be Joshua Strout in the 23 machine.
All right. Vroom, vroom. We are going to get going very soon here. Got a nice 19-car field. That's a good number here. We're going around 80 times here. So it's going to be a nice, tight time. I'm looking forward to it. I love a good race at Daytona. I love a cup car race at Daytona especially. I think that some of the people watching are probably in the same boat. So let's get ready, folks. Let's get excited. If this is your first time joining us here, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Show us a little bit of love and follow along with us as we bring to you the J&M Cup Series, the J&M Group Cup Series, excuse me, here on Monday nights.
I'll tell you what, this right here, too, for these drivers, this is probably the most excited these guys are going to feel all season. You know, there's nothing like starting out in a new league, first race of the season. You got no idea what's going to come to you. You have no idea what your expectation should be. The only thing that you know is that you got to keep your pedal down to the floor and try to be there at the end and get a good finish and try and, carve up some points and go for a win. A couple weeks from now, everybody's going to know exactly where they stack up, and it kind of becomes business as usual, but it's just always such an exciting feeling to start out a new season in a new league. And it's great to be up here in the booth and, have that same kind of, nervousness and jitters ourselves here, because we don't know what we're expecting. We haven't seen any of these names before, and I'm excited to see what we have on tap here, what these this 19-car field of drivers can deliver. Starting right now, though, it looks like we got a little bit of anime up here at the start of the field.
All right. Trying to get an angle on that to see if I recognize any of the characters. That's a good omen.
Yeah, it looks like Joshua Yarborough very proud of his harem.
Heck yeah. I love seeing a good waifu car on the road, and it looks like we've got some other great paint schemes also in contention for best paint scheme on the track tonight. Eyes wide open for that. This is a great GameStop paint scheme. We were pointing that out before the race started.
I like the 56 machine as far as paint schemes go. That Black Rifle Association 56 car looks pretty clean. I like the blue and black. Always in fun of those neon colors paired with a flat black 7 machine. Also, that's close enough to grid vision as far as colors go. Looks pretty good.
Close enough indeed. As we come around here, getting things ready to get rolling, folks. And thank you, Kathleen Cochran, for subscribing there. Much appreciated. Pretty soon the pace car will be off, and pretty soon it'll be the 77 versus the 27. Getting things ready, getting things launched here at Daytona, folks. First race of the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. Let's get loud. Let's get excited. Make sure you've got your drinks and popcorn ready, because we are about to get going. And there it is. We are go on Grid Vision.
19 cars stacked up bumper to bumper here through the tribal, jockeying down into turn 1. Right now, the outside line with the pole. Here comes Dalton with a good run into turn 1. Lots of help coming from the 88 machine of Cornette. But the bottom line starting to surge now as the 81 machine of Paleshi starts to push Yarborough up here to the point down the backstretch.
Yarborough now has just about a half car up, but he's still going to get that push from Paleshi right behind him. The 27 on the outside, though, does not have a lack of support himself. The 88 of Chris Cornette is helping him out there. The two lines still formed up a little bit. A little bit of descent there from the 27. Snaps off the nose of the 88. Just a little bit. 88 falls back, and the bottom line is going to move forward just a little bit, but these guys are still nose to nose.
But a huge shot from Cornette here in the tribal to try and push the 27 machine back to the point of the pack here. Outside line looking pretty scrappy right now. I was expecting it to be kind of difficult for these guys up top, but they're doing a pretty good job of it. And you see Cornette locking bumpers through 1 and 2, and the sparks flying off of these two lead cars. But here comes the 77 again with another huge charge on the bottom. Yarborough not giving up right now, trying to take this lead away and seal the deal here to start the race off.
Big bumps from the 81 of Paleshi just now into the 77 saying, hey, I got you, bud. We're going to make sure that you keep that speed up, and we got to get you into 3 and 4 here with some speed. They were able to do that, pull that off here, coming back down through the restart zone, I'm pretty sure, and we'll see if these guys manage to pull off the lead, hold on to it for one more lap. Yes, they do. The 77 of Yarborough holds on to the lead for that lap.
Right now, looks like that top line starting to break up a little bit, but these two up in the front with the two-car tango doing a great job hanging on for dear life. It just looks like they're going to need a couple more cars to get real solid in the back bumper here if they want to get an opportunity of getting the lead and taking that bottom lane by storm. They're definitely sticking with it here as we run on board with Wolsifer down into turn 3.
What a precarious position here. Really tight stuff. Wolsifer sitting around 6th place, 5th place right there. A couple cars into the wall there as they all kind of follow each other like a ribbon, just sort of slamming into the wall. But everybody's good. Everybody's safe. Still driving, still all wheels on the ground. No one really lost control there. No one really even lost any speed. Everybody's been doing a really, really good job keeping things tight. But it looks like, as you said, there's a little bit of descent starting to form. That bottom line is getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, right now, Cornette going to duck down to the bottom line. Didn't like being stuck up there on the top, not able to see where he was going. It's, one of the sketchiest places to be as we see a run for the lead now. Paleshi tagging up with Lewis here, going to take away the lead from the 27 machine, the 77 machine of Yarborough down to turn 3. And 3 wide,
Lewis with them.
a couple rows back.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. A little bit farther back, we've got some activity there. That's the purple car in the middle, the number 3 of Luke Wagner getting flushed a little bit right down the middle. Not really able to find a spot for him. Unfortunate situation. He is going to probably end up at the end of the line back there with Joshua Stout before the end of this. And up at the front, Paleshi has taken the lead, and he's back down on the bottom line. Strong position for him and Justin Lewis.
Bottom lane with the dominance right now. Top line trying to build a run. Doing a good job right now, too. As that 56 machine gets a huge shove from behind from the 16 machine here to turn 3. And Wolfsburg with a great run. Going to clear 1-2 lanes into turn 3. Are they going to stay together up there, though, or are they going to drop to the bottom? So looks like we have 4 cars working together really well up top. This could be, the determining factor here on which lane's going to be best. Because when you get a couple cars up top, they know what they're doing, you can really stall out that inside line. We see it on Sundays every time we come to the super speedways, and it looks like it's starting to work out like that a little bit, but the bottom line now starting to surge back. And Paleshi not giving up right now with Lewis tucked up to the rear bumper of him at 1 and 2.
And the sparks are already flying off of the bottom of Paleshi's car. He's bottoming out just a little bit, going around some of these turns, throwing just a little bit of spark here and there, but it's going to be Wolsifer still there on that top line. Who's going to hold on to the lead just a little bit. But here comes Paleshi with a pretty good push from Lewis behind him. He's going to take things by about a half car, but they're side by side coming to the line here.
Now, one thing that these guys in second place in each one of these rows needs to be really careful about is they got to keep their eyes on those temperature gauges. It's really nice that you can get up there and tandem the car in front of you to the point, but if you stay tucked up to that rear bumper for too long, you run the risk of blowing the motor. And when that happens here at Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, any one of these drafting tracks, it turns into a nightmare for anybody else in the field as well as yourself. Down to the bottom of the track now. The 27 machine giving up on that top line, trying to make the bottom work.
But look at that. Wolsifer's still up there on the top line, not giving up. Still saying, I'm going to hold on to this top line. I'm going to use the momentum from Mata behind me. And we're going to get that movement. John Cassaber also behind them in a beautiful Diet Pepsi livery. I got to say, that 73 is looking extra sharp right now. Is probably the car who's right next to the leader of the lower line there, the 27 car of Trevor Dalton. Dalton is just trying to make whatever speed he can work. As it looks like the 16 is going to give a big push to the 56 on the top line.
Hey, I'm impressed. I'm expecting this top line to be pretty much non-existent.
Yeah,
with the changes they made on this car, but these guys really doing a good job of just keeping strong guys tagged together up here and making it work. It definitely seems like the bottom line has the advantage, but top doing a good job hanging on. As you see, they've really formed up on the low line now. And I think Lewis, or not Lewis, but the second car, the 16 machine of Mata on that outside line, I think he's struggling right now with temperatures because he's fallen off of the back of the 56 machine, and the 56 is coming back to him. They're losing a lot of ground up top.
Yeah, they fell back pretty hard. They were contenders for quite some time here up in the front. And it still seems like they're formed up, and I'm not really sure what's causing the, the blame is easy at this point to put on the car at the front, and that would be Wolsifer. But it's hard to say at this point. Mata right behind him has got some speed, and he's been putting the bumps to him, but Wolsifer could be part of the problem.
It's definitely not Wolsifer. I think that the 16 machine being tucked up to the rear bumper on that outside line, when you go up to the top line, you don't really chuck up as much. You stay planted to the throttle as long as you can on every end of the track, and you pull yourself up into tandem to the car in front of you. Once you get to the back bumper of that machine in front of you, you pretty much steal the nose off like you're running full tape, and it'll cause you to get close to popping within about 5 or 6 laps. And these two have been stuck together for about that long. So I think that he's just trying to get the temps right. As we see one car dive to the outside, the 7 machine of Lewis with a last-second block, going to try and take control of the outside line and move to the front here. And it's really going to check these guys up. It's going to be a huge run once we get out of turn 4.
Lewis said, let me show you the way, the light, let's go. Steps up to the outside, and now he has a responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. Let's see some of that great power.
This really works out for the 16 machine Moto too, because if he was overheating there, there's 2 cars in front of you. You can just kind of check up a little bit, let those temperatures get down, build a little bit of a gap between you and the machine in front of you, and let those 2 go for all the hard work, and you just follow through.
Good strategy. See if it pays out. Right now, we're on lap 11 of 80. Just 69 to go, or 70 by NASCAR numbers. It's been a smooth run so far, but let's see how long things can hold out, because we are going to have some of these line changes, but things have been interesting. We've had a lot of side-by-side racing, despite a big change to the car package that may have spelled the end of a lot of this side-by-side business. We've had mostly 2x2 racing this entire time here as we go through lap 12 here tonight at Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, it's certainly been better than what I was expecting when I read the patch notes. So, calling me surprised for a change here. I just see the 7 machine building a great run on that outside line now with Wolfsburg in tow. Really close up to these leaders here. Big wiggle, though, out of the 7 of Lewis coming into turn 3. Has to check up a little bit. I think him and the 56 were locked coming into the corner. That could have been a huge mess. Everybody doing a good job keeping it off each other here, though, as it comes to the start-finish line.
Yeah, they are very, very close. Ooh, wow, okay, trading positions there. The 7 now abandoning the top line, finds the spot, just the crack in the door, gets his foot in, and then his shoulder and his whole body. He's down on the bottom line now, leaves it. Wolsifer back in charge of the top line. Let's see how things go for him. Or not.
Big check up right now. Everybody goes single file. Oh, one car almost around the 56 machine. Huge incident in turn 3. Wolfsburg almost gets turned again. Just struggling, trying to get the car back on the track here.
Oh, 3 wide.
That's
sliding
really
past Wolfsburg.
That's really going to break this pack up. Likely to get a breakaway up here at the front of the pack. It looks like we've already built that. So we can get a look at the replay of what happened here. Wolfsburg on the outside line. Maybe he sees a hole here.
Let's see. It was very close, and he
goes
down.
No, it wasn't a bumper hook. That was strategic. They went down there on purpose, but just a little contact there between him and the 16.
Yeah, it had to be. Had to be. But everything's good. Yeah, everyone's still driving. We don't have a yellow. That's going to be a few X's on somebody there on the on those 2, but we don't have any yellows out right now. We're still green, good to go right now. Lap 15 out here at Daytona. That did end up putting Wolfsburg down at 17. Mata is down there with him at 17 now. Wolfsburg actually moving up to 16 to 15 as I speak this. But so he's trying to climb his way back up the ladder, but the entire top line has collapsed. And now everybody is racing in single file, and it feels like the creation of another top line would only come through a restart or a whole bunch of people saying, I got a good idea, all at the same time.
Yeah, right now everybody just kind of single filing up. Everybody's trying to survive their way to, the first pit stop here. Everybody got a good dress rehearsal there for later in the race. So you see what the car does once you get side by side. See how the different lanes work. And now everybody just up and settle in here. Keep it in one piece and bring it home.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. We're early on in the race still. Early on enough that, like you said, staying in the draft is important, but you don't need to outdrive the car in front of you quite yet. You need to make sure you keep pace with them. You need to make sure that you have a draft from the car in front of you. And that'll just, the car behind you, if they want to drive a little harder, if they want to do their thing, you might just consider letting them at this point if you've got the draft.
And also probably a touch of fuel saving going on too right now.
That's a good idea. That's very true.
You see the 73 machine tuck out Diet Pepsi Mustang, trying to get himself up to the front here. These guys in the back, they're going to fight and claw, try to do everything they can to move themselves to the front, but they're not going to do it without the help of somebody in front of you pulling out as well.
Yeah, it's a good point. Someone in front of Casper there could really help him out right now by deciding to take advantage of his momentum, and he does have some momentum.
Yeah, he's got a lot of help right now from the 22 machine. It looks like the 7 thinking about tucking out here. Falls back down to the bottom. But Casper with a really good run, moving himself from the tail end of the field up to 6th. More or less on his own, just with the help of the 22 of Hurst. And here comes the 7, ducking out here in the triangle.
Yeah, there he is. Was going to say exactly that. This 7 has popped out now, back up to his old friends on the top line, and he said, hey, let's do this thing.
I think Lewis is going to be the car to watch when we get into the late stages of this thing, because you can see the selfishness, you can see the greed behind the wheel of that car. Every move he's made has been a move that he's made to put himself up to the front and secure himself into position at the lead of the pack. And a huge shot from Casper down the back straightaway is just about going to do it into 3. And with the amount of separation on the bottom line between first and second, I think he's going to be able to take it.
Casper, that was a massive shot, a huge transference of energy from the 73 to the 7 that got them ahead. Now the 73 is half a car ahead of the 27 down on the lower line. But side by side going across the line, the 7 took the lead. He quickly jumped back down to the inside line. So now it's all up to Casper, his little team of 3, to hold up the momentum, and it's just not happening. Casper has already fallen back 3 or 4 positions.
Yeah, Lewis did what I felt like he was going to do. You know, use that top line, get himself into position, and hang him out to dry when you're done, and it worked for him. But a little bit of a peek down to the bottom there for Dalton. Not going to be able to find a way in coming into turn 3, though. And that run that Hurst and Casper built, that's all gone now.
Yep. Evaporato. Or evaporated.
What we learned is it takes 3. It takes 3 cars to equalize with that bottom lane. It takes 4 to really make moves.
That's accurate. Yeah, that is the lesson of the day here. It takes 3 if you want to match up, but it takes 4 to really move. And they almost did, too. So let's go ahead and give a little time to the sound of these cars' engines and give you a little bit of a rev it up section here in tonight's race, folks, as we go around lap 20 of 80 here at Daytona. Hey folks, we're back now after a little bit of a break here on Grid Vision. It's me, Joe LaCastro, with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, bringing you the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series here on Grid Vision through iRacing and the magic of the internet. You are joining us here. Lap 23 of 80. Jay Lewis, the number 7 car, that's Justin Lewis, is still out in the lead here. And as we come on back here, I'm going to take a quick moment, folks, to talk to you a little bit about who's helping us bring you tonight's race and all the in all of their glory and the products that are sponsoring us here at Grid Vision. J&M Group specifically, we're going to talk about them right now. J&M Group Industrial Services, they're Michigan's premier CNC machine tool service provider. They offer routine maintenance, preventative maintenance, geometry, calibration, machine relocation, and more. With over 80 years of hands-on experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and quick turnaround times, J&M Group Industrial Services is the best in the biz. So be sure to visit www.jmgrp.net. That's www.jmgrp.net for all of your industrial services needs.
Right now, Lewis in charge of the field over Dalton as everybody comes down pit road here. First stops of the night, 25 laps in, and we got one car off the track here. The 21 machine of Drew Kuhn misses the entry to pit road, locks up. That's going to be an unsafe pit entry for the 21. That's going to be a hefty penalty for him.
Early on, not a good place to start, especially with everybody racing so even-keeled tonight. Having any kind of penalty is going to be something that only a yellow is going to recover you from. You know, good driving is going to be tough to use when everybody else is doing so good, and everyone's been doing pretty good tonight, I got to say. 20 laps in.
Rough stretch for him, but winning the race off of pit road here. Going to be the 7 machine of Justin Lewis over Chris Cornett and Andrew Pileski. As
we got a
the
car
01
off.
machine dives down pit road.
And I think it was the 75 of James Nelson had some trouble coming off of pit road there. Went through the grass, decided to go ahead and take a few inches off the Zoysia.
Here. Gets up on that transition. And once you throw a uneven load at these next-gen cars, it just sends you right around. Rough break there for the 75 machine. Currently, Dominic Batts in control of the field as he dives it down pit road with the 18 machine of Austin Call and a handful of others. Joshua Yarborough, Ronnie Hurst, and that was definitely too fast entering there for the 10 machine.
Yeah.
He was going 85 miles an hour past the line.
Wow. That is a fast one. And we've got a fresh subscription here. Thank you very, very much, Vintage Hiker, for your subscription. Nice to have you along for the ride.
That machine serves the penalty here. The 18 machine of Austin Call wins the race off pit road for the second group. And a huge advantage between him and Joshua Yarborough. That's going to be a huge loss of time for these two because they're not going to be hooked up. Wada also gets stuck in no man's land in the 16 machine. We got a couple more cars on pit road now. Maxwell Caldwell and Todd Merkel.
Now those guys are up. They were up a few going into this, obviously, but they're going to have a hard time coming off pit road, keeping that up. I'm going to assume Lewis is going to make the pass here in a few moments and probably take back that lead from these two. But they are getting back out on the track as we speak.
Now Paul in a precarious situation, side by side right now at the back of the pack and losing ground. Needs that 21 machine to tuck down in behind him and help him. He wants to even have an opportunity to catch in the pack, but as far back as he is, I don't think 2 cars is going to be enough to do it. So watch Cadwell make his way up pit road here and hopefully get himself absorbed by the pack.
I don't know about that. He doesn't have the speed right now. No, he's going to be. He is in the dust. I guarantee you that. Caldwell is just not going to be able to hold on there. Unfortunately, the pack is going to pass him right up as Justin Lewis leads the line of cars into the sunset.
That is the risk that you run if you don't come in with 5 or more cars. You run the opportunity of losing ground to the pack and losing the draft. Right now for Caldwell, you know, if we get a caution, he's in great shape. But if we don't get a caution to finish this thing off, he's just going to be sitting there fighting and clawing, trying to close in tenths of a second. And it doesn't look like he has much help behind him. So he's basically just sitting there in purgatory until somebody comes up and scoops him.
That's a good way to put it. As right now, Luke Wagner is actually the one who's leading the line of cars in the lead. Justin Lewis just behind Wagner right now. Wagner trying to avoid getting lapped desperately. Throwing a little bit of defensive move here and there. Not allowing Lewis to make this pass is keeping him on the lead lap right now.
He's trying to guarantee that he's the first car lap down. If you're within the first 3 cars in one of these packs, and, you know, the leader's going to lap somebody, odds are you are going to be the first car lap down. It's all about the lucky dog position here. And Wagner doing what he needs to do. And honestly, if I'm Lewis in the 7 machine, everybody behind me runs single file, I'm going to roll off the throttle a little bit, fall behind this car in front of me, save a little bit of fuel. Really helps you make that fuel delta.
That's not a bad idea. There goes Botts. Dominic Botts falling back a little bit. Botts is a lap down.
Yeah, the old Diet Pepsi hot rod for a moment there.
Diet Pepsi hot rod.
Like an ice cold Beppis.
Nothing like it. Beppis makes me thirsty for a delicious glass of water.
That is the old Pepsi logo.
Very, very old. What a car. A car covers a lot of bases right now. I also want to give it up for the Mountain Dew Baja Blast car. So.
Bet he's having a Baja Blast out there tonight.
I bet so. You know, I sure hope so.
You know, I wonder what Hank Hill would sound like if he ordered a Baja Blast.
Well, the first thing I wouldn't order a Baja Blast.
Like a
That's your first mistake right there.
Producer said water or Alamo, and I'm pretty sure that Alamo is just water.
Yep, water or Alamo. Alamo probably is.
Speaking of King of the Hill, I hope everybody enjoyed the reboot if they had a chance to watch it.
I am slowly working my way through the original show because I'd only seen like 5 episodes of it. And so I said, I'm going to watch it all. I'm on season 3.
Speaking of the Alamo, rest in peace, Ozzy still.
Yes, indeed.
So Lewis still riding in line behind that lap car. Just trying to save a little bit extra fuel here. So look a little bit further in the pack right now. We look at Hurst locking bumpers with the 95 machine of Caldwell. And look at how much ground the 94 lost here. He's sitting back here 10 seconds back from these leaders. Now, when he left pit road, they were just starting to pass him. That's how much ground you lose if you don't pit with a whole group of friends. And the 94 gets shoved up the track here. This is not going to help him much at all. Going to fall to the back of this pack now. There was a shower of sparks when he went up the hill.
Let's take a look at that.
Is this going to be a misjudged push?
Here come the sparks.
22 look. No, it looked like he got shot up the hill, but it just going to the back of the pack here.
Yeah,
maybe trying to save a little bit.
That was a deliberate personal choice. As he holds on to the draft just barely from Merkel in the number 2.
Might be trying to save a little bit of extra fuel here.
Oh, we're going for 3 wide here on the back of this pack, though.
The 60 machine of Mata.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of time there, lost a lap on that pit cycle, trying to find his way to the front of the pack now to take that lucky dog position or at least get back on the lead lap here. But gonna have to fall back to the end of the pack here because nobody wanted to work with him. These guys right now, all these guys on the lead lap, everybody's just guaranteed riding right now, just staying committed to it, trying to save as much as they can. But
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of wiggles here through the pack, and that's one thing that's kind of scary because as close bumper to bumper as these guys are, if, you know, you see that snake right now through the corners. It is so easy to misplace your bumper and end up hooking somebody into the fence when you end up running like that.
These guys are going balls to the wall. The 88 makes the jump now out to the outside. It's Chris Cornett looking for the lead on Lewis. He's got it. Wagner is still there, just ahead of him. Ooh, here comes the 21 with a huge
and a
push
huge
on the
shove.
88.
And right now, the 21 and the 16 trying to get in a position to get the lead lap back or at least get the lucky dog. Going to take over the 3 machine, and that's going to push Chris Cornett to the lead of the pack right now with a 4-car buffer between him and the next car he's racing.
Wow, the serial killer, Drew Kuhn, with a shove I've never seen, a shove from last Tuesday. It was incredible.
He said, I paid for the whole bumper. I'm using all of it.
Yeah, right. You call it a bumper for a reason. It's written right. It's right there in the name. And
Bumper,
so he did.
Newer.
I hardly knew it. So he did. Wow, what a move from Drew Kuhn. The 21 moves on up. He's down from where he started, and he's still trying to make sure that he's the lucky dog. Right now, I believe it is him. Let's see what happens.
That was a great shot from the 21 Pinnacle Wraps Mustang to get the 88 of Chris Cornett up to the front of the pack here. Like I said, 2-car buffer, by the way. Let me correct myself, but Justin Lewis able to cycle his way up past 1, moves the 16 of Mata out of the way. Mata in between the 7 machine of Justin Lewis and the 3rd place car, the 81 of Andrew Pileschke.
It is definitely quite the spread right now with Cornett, Lewis, Pileschke, all in different spots across these cars. Mata sitting right behind Lewis, padding things out. Cornett sitting 4 cars away from Mata. Or 2 cars away from Lewis. It's kind of a great mixed bag here up at the front.
Now, what we learned from that first run too is these guys are trying to pit every 25 laps. Came in right around lap 24. Everybody else came in around the latest we saw anybody stay out was lap 27 from the looks of it. So we are starting to get close to that window. Somewhere around lap 50, another 10 laps from now is when these guys are going to start diving in. And I got a feeling that before everybody dives in, these lead lap cars here are going to do everything they can to try and cycle those lappers to the back of the pack. And that could get messy.
Messy could get fun. We'll see. Because remember, if we get a yellow, that's going to stack everything up. And then it's anybody's game.
This is right here. Chris Cornett, the 88 machine, going to lead us to lap 40 over the 7 machine of Lewis and the 81 machine of Pileschke. It's been a pretty strong race here. You know, I've expected a little bit of carnage to start this thing out, but these guys have run really clean since we dropped the flag 40 laps ago.
They really have. And with that, we are halfway through tonight's race, folks. We're going to take a short commercial break. And when we come back, the other half of tonight's race here from Daytona for the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. Stay tuned.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey folks, we're back here at the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series on Grid Vision. It's lap 44 of 80. We're just over the halfway mark on tonight's show, and it's been a good one so far. What a race, as we've had a couple different leaders, a couple different situations, a few almost crashes that turned out pretty good, but hey, we're still rolling. And by we, I mean me, Joe LaCastro up here in the booth with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, the three of us putting on the show. And well, we're not putting on the show. It's really the 19 guys going around right now that are putting on the show, with Chris Cornett out in the lead and Austin Call in second place.
Right now, most of the field trying to cycle the lap cars out of the pack here. Nobody wants to be at the tail end of the field here for green flag pit stops, because if you're back there, you're probably going to check up for somebody coming down pit road. That's going to cause you to lose time and possibly lose the draft, and then in the long term, maybe lose a lap. Right now, Chris Cornett at the front of the pack with help. The 21 machine of Drew Kuhn staying locked to the rear bumper of that 88 machine this entire run. Maybe a little bit of friendship between these two drivers behind the scenes, but working pretty strong up here to the front. Austin Call sitting in second place right behind the 21 machine. And just behind him is Justin Lewis, who's been probably the most aggressive driver here since we dropped the green flag 46 laps ago.
He has been really charging hard up the field as best he possibly can. He's been leading some charges on the outside, doing a really, really good job. Also, just a really aggressive driver right now, who's one of the lap cars, just trying to stay relevant. Matta, I noticed, Michael Matta in the 16, briefly jumps to the outside line there, manages to make it back safely to the inside, just barely behind Justin Lewis in third place there. Austin Call just ahead of him in second, and then sandwiched between Call and the leader, Chris Cornett. Well, that's going to be the 21 of Drew Kuhn, the serial killer himself.
To the outside line now, the 18 machine, Awesome Call, trying to get to the front. He's got help from the 7 of Justin Lewis, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough as the inside lane gets a huge surge with their absence here. And they're pretty much just going to shuffle themselves to the back here unless they get help from somebody else.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
And here it is.
Whoa.
The 16 machine of Mata trying to come to the outside and get up on the lead lap. Not able to do it, though, because the 7 machine of Lewis leaves them both out to dry here.
All right, up in front. Cornett leading things off, still doing a pretty good job there. The serial killer behind him, still trying to hold off anybody behind him. It's been a contentious field of lap cars here. These lap cars want to move ahead of the cars in the lead. I've never seen lap cars race so hard.
And Call shoots it up to the outside here to see if he can get a little bit of help again. But it does not look like the 7 machine of Lewis is going to go with him. Now Call going to go to the back of the pack here. Big risk, and did not work out for the 18 machine. Going to lose a bunch of spots here on the front straightaway. Cornett still in charge of it, though, and that moves the 01 machine of Thiel up into second place here.
Thiel moving into second. Not a name we've mentioned tonight so far. He's up 13 places from where he started in the WeatherTech car, the WeatherTech 01.
Yeah, that's a real
Carolus.
feel-good story, isn't it?
Hey, yo! Beep, 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 beep.
Lizard.
Our meme game is current. Our meme game is hot.
Hey, man.
That's
And we got leaders coming down pit road now. Cornette going to bring the 21 machine with him. So these two definitely working together, but nobody else going to come down. Just these two. That's going to... I don't know how I feel about that. If I'm these two. But that's going to hand it over to Theo up here at the point. The 7 machine of Justin Lewis going to ride behind. Huge shove through 1 and 2. Locking bumpers down the back straightaway.
And look who's out in front right now. It's Carolus Thiel out of Temecula, California. Is that how you pronounce that? Temecula, California? And then Temecula, favorite driver, hates all drivers. I like that.
Me too.
Oh,
here we
yeah.
go. A couple cars
Must
coming
have
down,
never
and
filmed before.
Theo didn't get
Ooh.
the memo.
Changed his
Gonna have
mind.
to stay out here. Loses a lot of time.
Changed his mind. Wow. That's going to cost him.
And the entire front pack down pit road here. And unfortunately, the 81 machine misses his, or the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton misses his box entirely. Has to back up. That's going to be another break here in the middle of the pack.
Yes, sir. Not pretty. And out in front right now, still on the track, who has not yet pit for the lap 50 pit stop. We've got Merkel and Caldwell. Let's see if those two decide to make their stop on this lap or if they're going to stay out.
And Theo on pit road. This right here is pretty much going to lock him into losing potentially a lap, if without a doubt, though, a bunch of spots.
Yeah, there's a big gap though between him and the guys behind him. So we'll see how that might work out for old Corolla Steel there.
I worry because he initially attempted to come down once he realized everybody behind him was pitting, but he was just so late into the braking zone that he basically had to get the car 3/4 of the way to a stop. Didn't realize he wasn't making it without speeding and had to pull out at the last second. And that's a whole lap pretty much thrown out the window. Combined with the amount of time that you see, he's not even on the track yet, and I don't know, that might have been a penalty because it looks like he maybe cut the right side tires a little too early there. It'll be interesting to see if that was a commitment line violation.
Guess we'll find out. Yep, the 2 and the 94 are both pitting right now. They've just flagged that that's going to be the game plan. So we'll see them jump down below the line here any second and get things lined up for the pit stop to get caught up with everybody else who's pit around lap 50 or 51.
Somehow this may work out for Theo because it looks like he's getting picked up by that second pack.
Oh, and also involved in this is Dominic Botts. These will be the last 3 cars that have not yet pit. And these guys, yes, sir, these guys are good to the end of the race also. So the other racers right now, not in as good of a position to finish the race on what they've got compared to some of the drivers that have just decided to pit. As long as we stay green. And Merkel and Caldwell out right now, but the seconds are clicking by. Here come the leaders. Pew, 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 as they go right past them. Justin Lewis, Austin Call make the pass on Merkel and Caldwell. Pleshy leading on the outside, or leading in his own pack. But it's going to be Lewis with the Affleck car behind him. got a very mixed up field here. Austin Call behind him, and Andrew Pileshi a little ways further back with the overall pack, the real pack of cars right there being led by Pileshi. If we look at this group, we've got some two-wide racing that's finally coming back into play here. That two-wide racing being led by Caldwell and Hurst. Ronnie Hurst, having done pretty well tonight for himself, stayed ahead of things in the middle of the pack for the most part. Hasn't yet moved all the way up to the front, but Hurst up 2, up 1 from where he started. He's trying to hash things out on the outside line to see if he can get a little bit of speed, a little bit of help from Chris Cornett behind him. Cornett high into the wall. That's not going to help him out, unfortunately. But Hurst ahead of him is going to have the speed. He's going to bring things down close to the number 2 and try to get some. Oh, we got cars inside. The 21 of the serial killer. He pushed the cars in. The Bats was involved. Bots was involved. We have some crashes. Corolla Steel involved in that crash as well. Oh, no. Our first yellow is of the night. Our first yellow of the night is out. Very rough. Let's go ahead into the Wayback Machine, take a look and see what went down. All right. Eyes on the 21 here of the serial killer. Let's see what exactly caused that spin. Was it the 1? It looks like it might have been. Maybe a little tap from the 1 into the back left side of the 21 caused him to bring the nose around, shove 2 cars down off the track with him. Very unfortunate situation there for the 21. Maybe let's watch that potentially from the point of view of the 01 car. See if we can see exactly what went down. Yes, sir. He gets up onto the inside. That's our boy Corolla. I think that's Thiel. Heels up on the inside just a little bit there. And that is going to bring this situation on, unfortunately. So we had a couple of cars involved there. We've seen it from the 21. We've seen it from Thiel. But I think those might have been the only 2 that were really involved in terms of the crashing going on. We had another one that was spun off there, but let's see. From the point of view of Kuhn, serial killer goes ahead and slides down to the inside. Yep. Barely avoids hitting Dominic Botts as Botts passes him up in the Baja Blast car. Back to live. Let's see how things are going. Lap 58 of 80. Everybody's coming back down to top up. Remember we said earlier that that the other cars were the only ones that were good for the end of the race? Well, now that's not the case. Now everybody's good. If we stay in this situation, everyone should be good right now on gas to make it to the end of tonight's race. From lap 58 up to lap 80. So let's see what the strategy was here. In that situation, we had one car take all 4 tires, it looks like. James Nelson took all 4 tires. Oh, a couple cars did. Joshua Yarborough, Ronnie Hurst. And it looks like Lewis might have taken 2, if, barely, even if that. A couple of cars here potentially taking 2 or taking none. But I think everybody, people up toward the front might have taken 2. I think Austin Call might have definitely taken 2.
I mean, tires
might have
definitely. Tires certainly not that big of a necessity here at Daytona. I mean, it's always nice to have 4 freshies, but I mean, pretty much flat foot.
Why not?
Yeah, but at the same time, pretty much flat foot. You don't really make a lot of heat in the tires here at Daytona because of how just wide the radiuses of the corners combined with the banking. I've ran whole Daytona 500s here in NIS where I think I maybe took 1 set of tires at halfway.
So okay, so it doesn't really grind them down quite as bad as some of the other places, like on a concrete track or something like that.
Oh, hardly at all.
Yeah, okay,
Like you'll get,
that is good to know.
in my experience, if you come down and take 4 tires at Daytona, you might be really fast for the first 3 or 4 laps if you can get a good draft, because your the car aerodynamically is lower to the ground because you have the cold pressures in it. But after about lap 5, it equates to everybody else, and you basically just gave up the track position for a gamble.
Yeah,
It might help you. It probably won't, though.
well, we shall see. The leader has picked the top line here. It looks like Justin Lewis is going to get things started there from the outside. Andrew Pileski on the inside. Wolsifer and Austin Call are battling it out for 3rd and 4th there, with Todd Merkel in 5th. And the pace car is off, which means we are going to get things started here, or the pace car's lights are off, which means we're going to get things started here very, very soon, folks. So let's get ready. Let's get excited for what will end up being the last 20 laps here. Let's try to keep it clean and green all the way to the end here of the J&M Cups, the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series first race from Daytona International Speedway.
Tell you what, just keep your eyes on that 7 machine of Lewis. As aggressive and self-serving as he's been since we dropped the flag at the start of this thing 60 laps ago, I think you're about to see a whole new level out of that 7 machine.
I think you're onto something. Let's see how he really handles. He's led the race before, early on in tonight's race. Let's see how he handles doing it again as we get ready. Coming through 3 and 4, we're going to be looking for the restart zone. Pretty soon the pace car will be off. There he goes. In the Geico restart zone is going to be coming up any second here. We'll be getting things going. Green, 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 folks. You know what that means. We are on the move.
A great launch for Lewis here into the tri-oval. Is he going to get himself down to the bottom though in time? Because the inside line's starting to get a bit of a surge here. Looks like he's staying up top with the 18 machine of Call for the time being. And a huge run up top coming.
Wow. Yeah, half the cars are on the field. They're on the top line right now, just about. And they want to stay there. But of course, this top line amplifying every small move that the number 7 of Austin Lewis makes, or just me, Justin Lewis makes.
Oh, and down to the bottom, here comes the 2 machine.
Woo!
Todd Merkel from seemingly out of nowhere. He's going to come down the bottom line here. That's going to pull the other 2 in front of him down. Austin Call opts come to the inside lane with Lewis as well.
Wow. That's a rough
here
one.
Comes Wolsifer.
Yeah.
To the outside now of the 81 machine of Pileski.
Threatening too wide. He's got it. He's sliding up to the outside, but I'm not sure how long he's going to stay there. My guess is he's going to try to slide back down behind the 2 as soon as he can. But we haven't seen Wolsifer do a good job leading the outside line.
That option's out the window, too. That door closed a long time ago. Getting back to the bottom anyway.
Roger that, yeah. And there on the outside line, back further goes Wolsifer. He's side by side right now with Bots. Bots still a lap down.
And I wouldn't necessarily blame the lack of momentum on that outside line on Wolsifer right now. The 23 machine of Stout is doing everything he can, it seems like, to just stay off of the bumper of the 56 machine of Wolsifer. And to make that outside line work, you need that guy behind you to commit to you. You need him to be confident. You need him to push your car as much as he possibly can. Every second be in the gas. But Stout, he's checking up a lot, lifting, trying to stay off the rear bumper of the 56, and it's just really hurting these guys up top.
Some good points there. Wolfsburg's down on the inside. Oh, big bump.
That was really late block there on the 23. Oh, Wolfsburg gets shot up the track here in front of the 10 machine of bots.
That was a herky-jerky kind of move. That had me worried for a second that he was going to lose control of the vehicle, or that he was going to that snap movement was going to cause some further trouble, but it didn't. So Wolfsburg is going to go ahead and keep on counting his blessings as we move on a little bit further down here in lap 64.80. Up in front, Lewis leads the pack with Austin Call right behind. Behind him, Todd Merkel. And then we get into that two-wide situation with Alessi and Cornette side by side.
I'm liking what I'm seeing right now on the top line. The only car that I think has been as aggressive and competitive as the 7 machine here tonight. That 88 car of Chris Cornette working that top line right now with huge help from the 56 machine of Wolfsburg. So you can really get hot here working together and get a couple more cars to work with them. That 88 can be the absolute bane to the 7 as we get into the closing laps. But time is starting to dwindle down, though. 65 out of 80 right now. 15 laps to go. You really need to start putting the hammer down and put the car places it probably doesn't want to go.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, these are precarious times. These are the times when moves have got to start being made. Doesn't seem like it's too soon to the end, but we're only 15 laps away. That's going to go by so fast. In 10 laps, it's go time.
Wolfsburg dove down to the bottom, hung out the 88 for a second, comes back up top to pick him up, try and take the lead of the charge. And we're going to find out now. Because that 88 Cornette, he's been aggressive with that front bumper all race long. See how good that 56 machine is here. Now the back third of Cornette basically with the back tires, and Wolfsburg lifted off the ground, trying to close the advantage on your race leaders. Lewis and Paul doing a great job holding up this bottom lane here. 1-2, and then Merkel working with him as well on that bottom. No, a little off center on a turn 4. That was almost the race there for the 56 machine.
Yeah. Almost, though. It only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes, my friend.
You forgot nuclear warfare.
Yeah, well, this is iRacing. This is a precise science. Nothing is ever misinterpreted by the computer.
Oh,
whoa!
One car. Way down on the infield.
Yeah, I'll say, what a shot. Who was that? Was that Joshua Stout? Yep. Joshua Stout right now. Big spin into the wall.
He merged and crashed.
Did he try to merge with somebody and then run into them? I think he might have run into Luke Wagner.
He merged in front of the 3, and the 3 was, Stout was going 120, and the 3 was going about $180. There's nothing that Luke Wagner could have done to avoid that.
Well, we're going to take a look at the Wayback Machine, and we'll see exactly what happened. Okay, Stout's down. He's got control. Moves back up on the track and directly into the path of another car. Yeah, I think that he went too soon into the center of the track.
Oh, up into the fence. Steele catches the wall a little bit, running behind the 22 machine of Ronnie Hurst. Up on that outside line, Drew Kuhn still stuck a lap down, scored in 18th place, leading the top line charge right now over the 56 machine of Maxwell Caldwell. Sorry, the 56 machine of Wolfsburg.
It's all right. We're learning new cars tonight.
New names, new faces. We'll figure it out. If we don't, Austin, be sure to give out our addresses, and you can come to our houses and beat us.
I'm ready. You're right.
In fact, even if we do get it figured out, he might just give those addresses out anyway. But we have 11 laps to go here from Daytona.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. What did I say about it flying by? Wolfsburg, guy we're watching right now, holding on to that 5th, 6th place slot. That's about where he started tonight's race, actually in 6th place. So he's back around where he started.
Big check up on the top line as you're talking about him. Though Wolfsburg does not seem like he's able to stay connected. Oh, and here comes Steele with a daring move through the middle.
Wow.
Somehow able to make it stick and take off a spot or two here.
No way. This isn't going to stick. Let's see. This is a disaster waiting to happen.
10 laps to go. Thiel's trying everything he can to get in the front. Here comes the 16 with a huge push down the back straightaway. If this works out for Thiel, that was incredible because he should have wadded it there.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have put all the money on that being our next yellow. I would have bet all the tea in China.
He just sent through the three-way like a wrecking ball, made it stick. I thought he was going to go around. Himself up to 9th place, now in line with the 10 machine. And here comes the 88 of Cornette, looking to the inside here.
Just tearing. Look at these. The sparks are flying here at Daytona, folks. It is a wild one with 8 laps left to go.
A huge shot from the 88 machine to the back of Thiel. Trying to push that outside line up to the front. They're going to make a huge run at it here into turn 3 as you see the bottom lane with a big checkup. And the 10 hard into the wall off the nose of Thiel.
That's bots. Yikes.
No caution, but a tough break for the 10 machine who was already stuck a lap down. But now it is going to be the 01 machine of Thiel and the 88 of Cornette. 2 lead lap cars going hard at it for the win here, but they've got to get past Lewis if they want to get the job done.
Quick replay right now. Just taking you back in time to see a little bit of what happened there to bots.
That's just a mistimed push right there. Bumpers weren't lined up. The Chevy a little bit harder to push than the Toyota or the Ford because and you were seeing it again. The 01 machine of Thiel around in front of the pack.
That's got to be our next yellow.
Miraculously not. I don't think we had enough cars to go fully sideways there on the racing surface. It looks like we're going to stay green.
Wow, that was wild.
Very tough break. And that's going to neuter the pack here coming to the closing laps.
That's intense. Yep, that will cut the absolute legs
here comes Cornette
out of these last couple laps here. There's a replay.
It was just another bumper hook. I was just talking about it. Nose on this Chevy, a little bit harder to push the car in front of you than the Mustang or the Camry because you have that pivot in the center, the Camaro, the angular front fascia. If you get on there just wrong, it's going to send the guy. You can't be as concise as you can with the other cars. Right now.
And here
we're bringing down pit road here.
Yep.
And he hit the wall a ton trying to avoid that wreck. And I feel like that's probably him trying to fix something on that car.
Yeah.
Outside line trying to make something happen, but nothing. Not enough cars to make it work. That 7 machine, that 18 of Call, they've done such a great job working together here. I just see them work past the lap traffic, the 23 machine.
5 laps to go here in tonight's race, folks. That's about it. across the line with 5 to go. Justin Lewis leading things still with Austin Call and Todd Merkel in the 1, 2, 3 spots tonight.
Team Machine Call looks like he's trying to build a run here to turn 1. Shot up to the outside for a second. He's peeking, trying to see if anybody would go with him, but no takers right now.
Not quite. Maybe, though. We're looking now. I see. The 88 of Chris Cornett.
Cornett's not going to get up to the checker flags out. Neither him nor the 7 Machine of Lewis want to call it quits here. Cornett to the outside line, has a really good run, but doesn't have enough help to clear this front pack. 3 versus 2. The outside is always going to lose in that one. Needs a huge checkup on the bottom.
We are across the line right now. 4 laps to go. Quite the race
trying to
tonight.
side draft the 81 Machine, trying to build a hole here between him and the 2. 94 going to leave him hung out to dry, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're right about that. That side draft can be a lethal one. And here we have seen a little bit of side drafting as the 2 lines gotten closer to each other, but really the main draft here has been king. We've seen some incredible bumps tonight. Just some huge pushes that resulted in some good momentum shifts. And we've seen the top line and the bottom line both have moments of greatness with some of the drafting that they've been doing, defying any changes to our new draft model here at Daytona and for the company.
The outside through 1 and 2. Here comes Andrew Pileshi with a huge shove from the 94 Machine of Caldwell. 3 cars line up to the top. Now here comes Caldwell hanging out the 81 Machine, trying to block the 10 down the back straightaway. And that opens the door for Cornett instead of 3 down the middle. Huge shove to the back of the 94 into turn 3. And that's going to leave Pileshi here at the back of the pack.
Wow. No one here linked up. There was quite the move here, and if they had synced up a little bit, we probably would have seen maybe a smoother move.
Here goes Pileshi trying to work the outside line again. Back in line behind the 94 of Caldwell. And here comes the 18 Machine now looking to the outside. Lewis going to throw a block in turn 2, though. Call trying to look to the top, looking back down to the bottom. Now he's going to the outside again, taking a last-second run from the 94, and Lewis is hung out to dry down the back straightaway as they all go by him.
Lewis just getting flushed awful after all that hard work.
And Call maintaining the lead for now, but the outside line formed better. Here comes Caldwell now trying to take a stab at it as we come across the stripe and take 1 lap to go from Daytona.
That's going to be it very shortly here, folks. The white flag is waving. You know what that means. 1 more to go here. Let's get it. Maxwell Caldwell out in front. Austin Call out there, too. Todd Merkel. Andrew Pileshi. Chris Cornett. There goes the 7. Lewis keeps it back on the track, though, comes back up, has lost all his momentum from earlier, still not able to get back up the track in time as the 18 of Call pushes ahead by just about a car length from the 94 on the outside. Call's got it on the inside. He's leading things off here, coming through 3 and 4. Can he get it to the line? It's going to be Call at the line. Who's behind him? Pileshi or Caldwell? Pileshi or Cornett? It's going to be Austin Call going across the line with Andrew Pileshi, followed by Chris Cornett.
Call with an incredible move there in the closing laps to hang out the 7 Machine of Lewis. Lewis looked like he was going to be the dominant force here today, and all the way down to the last 2 laps, looked like he had this thing sold. But Call hangs him out with just taking a perfectly timed run, made that 7 Machine of Lewis think that he was going to stay in line with him no matter what. And then as soon as that 94 Machine got to the outside of Caldwell, he just set up there against the wall and left his buddy out to dry.
And so he did, The Affleck car takes it away here at Daytona International Speedway. Let's give you the full breakdown, folks, as everybody, I think, has crossed the line now. Very shortly, we'll have the unofficial results on screen, and we'll give you a full list of how things went here for the first race of tonight's series. Leaving his signature on the track. That's the 18 of Austin Call.
What a great way to start the season, too. I mean, only one caution per incident all night.
You're right. Yeah, at Daytona, with a pretty good field, with a new package, we only had one caution. That was pretty darn good. Great racing, everyone involved. And speaking of everyone involved, let's break it down. Austin Call, first place. Second place, Andrew Pileshi. Third place, Chris Cornett. Fourth place, Maxwell Caldwell. Fifth place, Todd Merkel. Sixth, Justin Lewis. Seventh, Ronnie Hurst. Eighth, Michael Matta. Ninth, Jonathan Cassaber. And 10th, Trevor Dalton.
I'm 11th. It's going to be Joshua Yarborough with Carlos Steele in 12th. 13th place going to James Nelson, followed by Michael Boone, Richard Wolsifer in 15th. Bringing home 16th is going to be Drew Kuhn, followed by Joshua Stout, Dominic Botts, and Luke Wagner throughout the 19-car field.
Love to see it. Love to see it. That's it. That's the J&M Group's first breakdown there. And here's a quick schedule of what's coming up here on Grid Vision, folks. If you want to see some more what we got going on, we have J&M Group on Mondays. Wednesdays, we've got top split coverage. That's going to be me and Sheldon in the booth covering the best racers iRacing's got. And then on Thursday, we got the OB Builders Cup Series, where you'll get Sheldon and it's you and Curtis, right?
It's typically Burris, but you know, sometimes it ends up being Curtis, sometimes it ends up being Harvey. You never know.
You never know. You never know. Well, we've got some great racing. And, of course, if you want to get your race broadcast, you saw how we do it, go ahead and reach out. We'd love to involve with some more races on our schedule here. But let's go ahead and see if we can talk to a few of the racers from tonight's race. Get them up here in the booth and see if we can get their opinions on how tonight's race went. First things first, I'll put it that way. We are going to talk to the third place finisher of Chris Cornett. And let's go ahead and bring him up in the booth. Chris, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Got you.
Hey, congratulations on that third place finish. How you feeling after tonight's race?
A lot of question marks. I mean, trying to get up there and have a chance, and me and the 94 were just up there trying to push and kept getting good runs here, just trying to side draft hard as I could, and it just wasn't working. So there on that last lap, I had two cars side by side, 2 rows deep, and I had to pick one to go with it. So just trying to get the best finish that I could, but one heck of a race, man. I hope it was the show for y'all.
Oh, absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. And you led 13 laps out of tonight's 80 laps, too. So you definitely put in some of the power tonight with some of the moves. I remember a little bit of your moves, moves up to the outside. Good moves, good charges, but I can see that you put in the best fight you could to make it up to third place. What was your personal challenge tonight? You said
just stay out of the big ones if there was any, and when I took that outside off of 2, they were just, I don't know, they were checking up real hard, and I didn't want to be wrecked. So once they checked up again, I just moved to the outside, and then my teammate was there, didn't even know he was coming, to be honest with you, and he gave me a good push, put us up front, and stayed there. So hopefully, man, I was just hoping for 2 spots short, but out there, I'll take it. Better than being wrecked out.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that. Anybody you want to thank tonight, like a sponsor or someone you want to shout out to?
I think 0X Media and Design. One heck of a paint scheme. They do good paint schemes. Thank my sponsors, Stubby. Go check them out. Get some energy. Real good. New flavors coming out. New ones, the s'mores flavor. So go try to get that. Use my code Cornett1 and get 10% off. Thank you, DB8, for putting us on and putting that on a heck of a show, and I hope it was a good one for y'all.
All right. Well, that's Chris Cornett, folks. Thank you, Chris, for your time, and we hope we talk to you on the podium here very soon. Okay.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Absolutely. And I am going to pass things over to Sheldon Atkins, who very shortly here is going to get a chance to talk to our second place finisher, Andrew Pileshi.
And sitting here side by side with our second place finisher, Andrew Pileshi, right? Is that how you pronounce it? Because I feel like I butchered it all night long.
No,
and
you got it right.
Oh no, just okay. I was just gonna say, whew, I got it right that time. I don't think I called you by the same thing more than 4 times in a race. But
Don't
first off,
mess it up.
you kind of came up out of nowhere there in the closing stages of this thing, man. We didn't talk about you much at the start of it, and it just felt like we got into those last 40 laps, and boom, there was the 81 car.
Yeah, I was just trying to kind of, I don't know, the way we raced at the beginning kind of put me on the other, like a non-aggressive fuel saving strategy, and I was kind of just riding around trying to make it to the last stop. And then just the way the car fell with that caution, it put me up front, and with nothing to worry about. So, yeah, there I was.
Next question is,
Go ahead.
with the new aero package, because they made changes to the plate package from what I heard a couple weeks ago. How night and day does it feel compared to, say, a couple weeks ago when we were at Talladega or Atlanta?
It's very different. Like the pushing is completely. It's almost you can only really do it on the straightaways. It seems like it kind of benefits. It's almost like you got to lift, like going into the corners, like kind of like old 07 style Daytona. You want to keep that like air pocket between the cars, and that seems to keep everybody going faster than being right up on somebody's bumper in the corner. So it's kind of a. Spent the whole race just kind of learning it, and yeah, it's very, very, very different. I feel like it's a lot more realistic, which, I mean, I'm not a big fan of this car, so, I mean, I guess that's cool, but kind of speaks to this thing. But, yeah, it's very different.
Yeah, it definitely looked pretty different up here in the booth because earlier this year, we were calling 3 wide, all kinds of craziness. But now, how's it also feel to walk out of Daytona and have the car in one piece? Because it doesn't feel like that happens all that often these days.
No, and very rarely. So any day you can, especially on a podium, you walk out here in one piece. You can't complain about that. I'll take P2 all day long. It'd have been nice to be one step further on the podium, but one of the 1320 cars got it done, so I can't really complain too much. We got to basically settle it amongst ourselves, and everybody finished, so can't really ask much more than that.
Well, P2 for the first race in the league, first race in the season. How we feeling about Vegas next week?
I'm sure it'll be fun. I love Mile and House. This car's pretty good there, even with all its faults. It'll be hopefully get a great turnout. I'm sure it'll be a good show.
Andrew, well, before we send you on off, just want to ask you who all you have to thank and shout out for the second place finish.
First off, all the guys putting the league together. Really strong start here. This is cool to be in on the ground floor of. You guys, the Grid Vision crew. I haven't gotten a chance to watch the broadcast much, obviously, but from what I got to see, and you guys do a top tier job. It's really cool. I like the enthusiasm and everything you guys bring. My teammates, the 1320 boys, Max, Todd, Austin, Justin. I think we had even a couple satellite guys there, like Trevor. I forgot about Trevor. My teammates, and just thanks everybody for showing up. It was a good time.
Buddy, thanks for popping up here talking to us after a pretty grueling 80 laps. Congrats on the second place, and trying to burn it down too much tonight. It is a work night after all.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Hopefully we'll be talking to you guys next week. Thank you.
And we'll hand it on over to Joe LaCastro with our race winner on the evening. First winner for the DV8 series. Awesome call.
All right. Let's get Austin up here. Austin, can you hear us? Grid Vision calling Austin. Call.
Sorry,
race
can you hear
winner. Yes, we can. Are you all right there, pal?
Yeah, no, I have. I don't usually race with push to talk on, so I just randomly put it on my Z key just now.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the podium chat here with the first place finisher for tonight's race, up 13 places from where you started, and you only led one lap of tonight's race. What a sneaky win! You came out of nowhere and managed to clinch that win. Talk to us about that last lap or two there.
Well, so that entire pack was just full of teammates. So it was really nice to be able to. We were all working together to stay up at the front. Just me pushing Justin, Todd pushing me, Maxwell pushing Todd, and Andrew behind him. And eventually, there was that wreck. I don't know how that wasn't a caution, but I'll take it. And I ended up getting double pile, and I did abandon my teammate, but I went out to go get with my other teammates. Got pushed out in front and just held my line, and nobody had a run.
Yeah, nobody but you, my friend. You had a pretty solid run there. Managed to walk off with the victory here. Was there? I asked this question earlier, but in a race that went green for so long and that had those little moments, but nothing that apparently the computer thought was big enough to throw a yellow for. What was your challenge during tonight's race? Because it seemed like you managed to stay on the lead lap. You managed to avoid, and we didn't call your name during any of those little wreck moments. What do you think was your strategy? Was it more to play with the team and just do what the team wanted, or were you out to try to really make a move on your own?
So at the beginning, me, Maxwell, Todd, and Dominic were all saving fuel in the back. So we pretty much, our team essentially had a split strategy. Justin, Andrew, and Trevor were all pushing up at the front, while me, Dominic, Maxwell, and Todd stayed in the back. And it eventually worked out to where I was the only one who had both saved fuel and caught up with the main pack. So I was just kind of in no man's land on strategy. But it was pretty much save fuel, try to get it on as few stops as possible, make the last stop as short as possible. And it just happened to get me up into the lead pack when I was in second when the caution came out, just because I didn't have to take as much fuel as everybody else. So that was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. That added up to some good stuff for you. This is a great spot for you to be in. Your victory here on the first race of the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. This is your 5th year sim racing, and we're looking forward to seeing you up here, hopefully on the podium, much more.
Unfortunately, this is only one of 2 races I'm making this season.
No!
Yeah, I'm going to college. I'm not able to bring my rig. So
learning
I have
man.
this week and next week.
Well, you know what? Congratulations and good luck out there, my friend. You made a good decision, and we look forward to all the learning you're going to be doing. And so stay in touch and watch the races if you can. How about that?
That's the plan. I mean, obviously, I got a lot of teammates to root for. I was really hoping Todd would win today because he hasn't won too often, but it's going to be fun to root for them.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll see you on the track next week, but then it's off to uni, off to bigger and better things. So once again, folks, that was Austin Call, your winner, the gold medalist from tonight's race. And Austin, thanks for your time. We will see you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks again, Austin. And that is going to wrap up the show from the J&M Group Industrial Services Monday Night Cup Series. Sheldon, how you feeling after 80 laps of Daytona?
Man, out of 80 laps, we ran 76 under green. That's pretty impressive. It's been a while since I've seen that at Super Speedway. I mean, the package, might need a little bit of work, but these guys definitely made the best out of what they had and put together one heck of a thrilling race from start to finish. Even if we did get a little bit of single file train there for a little bit, there were still guys, trying to make moves. You can see that people couldn't make moves, so they tried hard enough. Also with, Austin only being able to run 2 races this year, he's going to leave this season with one hell of a winning percentage.
Yeah, it's going to look really good, I got to say. And we'll see what he does next week, too. So there's a very good chance that he might walk away 2-0 with on the season 100% wins for participation. We'll see we'll see how that goes. But I had a fantastic time after tonight's race. I love watching a race around Daytona. I love watching a good drafting race. We had some side-by-side racing. We had green flag racing, a yellow caution to bring things out, to mix things up, a little bit of everything here on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, and we hope that you folks watching have enjoyed too. Thank you to the people who did like and subscribe. Very much appreciated, and we hope that you keep up with the more action that we've got coming here on every Monday night, and on Wednesdays and Thursdays too. There's more stuff Grid Vision does, so be sure to stay tuned. So we're going to wrap things up from the entire Grid Vision team, folks. We're going to thank you all for watching and participating in the chat. If you want some more information, or you want to get your league broadcast, or if you want to start a career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations again to Austin Call on winning tonight's race from Daytona International Speedway. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire. And hey, we'll see you next time on the grid.